In this video we will see the scenario of apocalypse, which prepares for planet Earth. The Earth's core is cooling and going asleep, much faster than expected, scientists alert. The result of the total cooling of the Earth's core will have consequences, of biblical proportions, for life on Earth. Undoubtedly, the culprit of this anomaly, as well as the reversal of the magnetic poles, is the approach of the Nemesis system and its 7 planets, including NIBIRU, Planet X. The more we research the geology of the Earth, we understand the words of the CEO of the Tesla company Elon Musk, saying that it is necessary to leave the Earth. Honestly, the situation is more delicate than we thought. The Earth is going to be an inhospitable planet, just like Mars. Leave your like, spread this video and subscribe to the channel. Researchers have developed a system to measure the heat conductivity of minerals inside the Earth. Researchers at the Federal Institute of Technology in Zurich, Switzerland, have developed a system for measuring the conductivity of minerals in the Earth's interior, which has led them to suspect that our planet's heat may dissipate sooner than previously thought. The results of the study were published last Saturday, 15, in the journal Earth and Planetary Science Letters. At this time the planet is undergoing a process of heat dissipation. The evolution of the Earth is the story of its cooling since its emergence, 4.5 billion years ago, when extreme temperatures prevailed on its magma-covered surface. The planet undergoes a process of heat dissipation. Over millions of years, the Earth's surface cooled and formed a brittle crust. The enormous thermal energy that still emanates from the interior of the planet gives rise to movements and dynamic processes, such as convection in the Earth's mantle, plate tectonics and volcanism. However, questions of how fast the Earth cooled and how long it might take for that cooling to stop the motions caused by thermal energy still intrigue scientists. The results will be catastrophic for life support on Earth. This could cause tectonic plates, which are held together by the mantle's convection movement, to decelerate faster than the researchers, based on previous heat conduction values, expected. Without magma, relief is flat, water takes over and then evaporates. Yes, the Earth's core is indeed cooling. According to some scientists, the total cooling could reach 2 billion years from now. However, we are already experiencing the results of this catastrophe in our current lives. The process of heat loss started since the formation of the planet. To give you an idea, the interior of the Earth, which today is heated to 5,000 superscript OC, may have had temperatures in the millions of degrees Celsius. When the heat stops, the worse for us. The consequences will range from the planning of the terrestrial relief to the loss of life on the planet. You'll see what the Earth's interior will look like when the cold takes over. How the Earth is today. Heat from the interior of the planet moves tectonic plates. Nucleus. The Earth has 2 cores, the outer, viscous, and the inner, solid. The outer core is a mass of molten nickel and iron that moves at a temperature of about 5,000 C. This back and forth causes the tectonic plates to move, allowing volcanic activity. That's where the magma comes from, and causing earthquakes and tidal waves. Subscribe to the channel. Magnetic field. The inner core also generates the Earth's magnetic field. This happens because the 2 terrestrial cores move at different speeds, causing an electric current and therefore the magnetic field. The magnetic field protects us from solar radiation, among other functions, such as helping to maintain Earth orbit. And how it will look when it gets cold without magma, relief is flat, water takes over and then evaporates. However, there are several anomalies in the magnetic field that we see today, such as the Great Anomaly of the South Atlantic, with an incidence in southern Brazil, hence the absurd temperatures in that part of the globe. When the core cools, the liquid will solidify. The first consequence is the end of the activity, which will end with the replacement of land on the surface. Over time, wind and rain will erode the mountains and gradually all this material will sink to the bottom of the sea. The sediments deposited will flatten the surface of the entire planet and the water will take care of everything. At the same time, with the interruption of electrical currents, the Earth's magnetic field could end for good, or be seriously weakened. Without the protection of this field, solar radiation, a stream of charged particles, mainly protons and electrons, emitted by the Sun, will hit us directly and will deteriorate our atmosphere. Water is only liquid under normal conditions of temperature and pressure. Without the atmosphere, air pressure drops and temperature rises because of direct exposure to solar radiation. This increases the evaporation of water and, over time, the oceans will be reduced to lakes, which will become ponds. If the water doesn't disappear completely, it will be very scarce. In the end, the Earth becomes a rocky ball, without water, without air and under extremely high temperatures, something similar to what Mars is today. Some research even suggests that Mars may have become a desert planet due to the shape of the Martian magnetic field, which is different from that of Earth and would have facilitated the penetration of solar radiation, triggering the process. Furthermore, deep-sea fish and plants would die, as the Sun's rays do not reach there and they depend on the heat of the Earth's center. This would unbalance the entire food chain and drive surface species to extinction. The spinning of molten rocks from the Earth's core, rich in metals, produces electricity and generates the Earth's magnetic field. With the core cold, these rocks would solidify and the magnetism would end. The surface of the planet would not freeze, as most of the heat that warms us comes from the Sunday, but the planet will become a safe bubble place. Places of extreme glacial cold, and places of infernal heat. This makes Earth as barren as Mars. In an interview with Science Alert, Professor and planetary scientist Motohiko Murakami, leader of the team responsible for this study, explains that these experiments can shed more light on how the Earth is constantly changing. Our results can give us a new perspective on the evolution of Earth's dynamics. They certainly believe that Earth, like the other rocky planets, Mercury and Mars, are cooling and becoming dormant much faster than expected. However, scientists believe that the red planet once looked a lot like Earth, but was bereft of its abundance of water and oceans billions of years ago, before its magnetic field early in its life. And then its atmosphere weakened. The center Earth is solid, with an appearance probably similar to an iron ball, with high temperatures and acceleration speed. We cannot sample directly from the inner core, so the secret to unlocking its mysteries lies in collaboration between seismologists, who indirectly sample seismic waves, geodynamicists, who create models of their dynamics, and mineral physicists, who study the behavior of iron alloys at high pressures and temperatures. By combining these disciplines, scientists have come up with an important clue about what is happening miles beneath our feet. In a new study, they reveal how Earth's inner core is growing faster on one side than the other, which could help explain the age of the inner core and the intriguing history of Earth's magnetic field. Meanwhile, cooling in the Earth's deep interior helps power the tectonic plates, which shape our planet's surface. As the Earth cooled over time, the temperature at the center of the planet eventually dropped below the melting point of iron at extreme pressures, and the inner core began to crystallize. Today, the radius of the inner core continues to grow by about 1 mm each year, which is equivalent to the solidification of 8,000 tons of molten iron every second. Something asymmetrical was happening in the inner core. Specifically, the eastern and western halves of the inner core showed different seismic wave velocity variations. The eastern part of the inner core lies below Asia, the Indian Ocean and the western Pacific Ocean, while the western part lies under the Americas, the Atlantic Ocean and the eastern Pacific. The new study has analyzed this mystery, using new seismic observations combined with geodynamic modeling and estimates of how iron alloys behave at high pressure. They found that the eastern, inner core located below Indonesia's Banda Sea is growing faster than the western side below Brazil. On Earth, uneven growth is caused by the rest of the planet sucking heat faster from some parts of the inner core than others. This means that the Earth is not in danger of tipping over, although this uneven growth is recorded in the speeds of seismic waves in our planet's inner core. Although the causes of all these asymmetries vary, Earth appears to be well accompanied as a slightly asymmetrical planet in a solar system of uneven celestial bodies. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications, to receive new videos.